Divorce controversy, family controversy, and family turmoil. A lot of these things are a little more prevalent lately than they typically are, and I want to talk about these things today because I keep seeing them more and more in my personal life and in my professional life too. Divorce is really commonplace during difficult financial times. We're starting to see that. I've seen that in the past during the mortgage meltdown, of course. There was lots of episodes of divorce. There's family turmoil. How many of you guys have teenage kids that don't know what to do with either their educational aspirations or their professional aspirations? Those things are difficult too, and they all put stress on families. What else? Retiring parents, or not retiring parents, but elderly parents who are incapable of either caring for themselves anymore, financially or medically, and there's lots of stress that goes around that subject too. So there's all kinds of stuff that's going on. I've got a buddy who was alcohol-free, drug-free for a long time, and then suddenly relapsed due to the stress of getting a cancer diagnosis. I mean, the stress is all around us, guys, and one of the problems that we're having in dealing with it is that our relationships are not as strong as they used to be. I really think this is the biggest problem, is that we just have not been managing relationships the way we may have been a little bit more resilient about in the past. And so our network, the safety net of people around us is diminished because our relationships just aren't as strong as they used to be. So how do you deal with that? I've been learning a lot about this through my own personal experiences. I see clients working on it. I see other professionals that I've surrounded myself with working on it. And I'm putting together a workshop that I want to kind of get us talking about these sorts of things, hear your experiences with what's going on in your life, and try to tailor this workshop to specifically what you're dealing with and the experiences you've had, what's worked and what hasn't worked. Because I'll tell you, I mean, the combined effort of putting ideas in the same room and sharing those ideas and seeing what's worked and what hasn't. I'm going to have a legal expert at this seminar. I'm going to have a financial expert, and sometimes I include myself in that vein because I've dealt with a lot of different financing situations. So that's another aspect of this that I think is important to consider. I'm going to have a couple of relationship experts, a good friend of mine who's a counselor and a former social worker who I think has seen some, a breadth of experiences in this relationship vein that I think is important to hear that aspect of things too. So just a lot of different types of people that I want to have at this workshop to share these ideas. I want to hear your ideas. I want to hear what things that have worked, like I said, for you, and the things that haven't worked. How are you getting through this? How are you going to become financially resilient? Because look, these problems are going to face us all throughout our life. There's no question. We all know that. But how you deal with these and the strength that you've got to deal with these is the most important thing in helping you to not get sucked too far down the rabbit hole to draw you away from your solutions or to keep you from your solutions, right? So let's do this workshop. In a couple weeks, I'm going to schedule it and I'll let you know what the date is, but I'd love to hear from you in the meantime. So send me an email and let me know some of the struggles that you're having and give me a list of a couple of dates that might work for you. I think weekends are obvious. I mean, Saturday mornings seem to be the most obvious time that would make sense. But if you've got some other times that would work for you, please put an email together and let me know what those dates might be, and we'll get that scheduled. Thanks for watching, guys, and we will talk to you soon.